Two police officers in Sitka are fighting to get their jobs back after a year of controversy and whistleblower lawsuits. They say they were unfairly demoted after exposing and resisting bad bosses and harassment.
This while they say the people making their lives miserable got promoted. Channel 2's investigative reporter Jill Berg looked into it. Jill, what did you find out?
Maria and Rebecca, disciplined detectives Mary Ferguson and Ryan Silva have been asked to return to duty in 1 week on July 15th. But they say unless they're returning to the jobs they had before this controversy erupted, they're not interested. When detectives Mary Ferguson and Ryan Silva were demoted and placed on leave, it taxed the staffing level of an already strained police department.
When I first started there, I thought that the environment was completely toxic. It was Lord of the Flies. No one was in charge except different little groups. And that challenge persists today.
That's Police Chief Jeff Ankerfelt before his retirement, testifying to the Sitka Assembly in January.
We're facing a public safety crisis here in Sitka. It's much like what the rest of the nation is experiencing. Who wants to be a police officer anymore?
Mary Ferguson and Ryan Silva wanted the job, and they've done it. And there's former jailer Noah Shepard, who'd long dreamed of joining the police force. Career hopes for all three of them sunk last year, they say, when they called out bad behavior and exposed mismanagement.
And they knew how much I loved being in the investigations division, and they knew that I was good at it, and they took that away from me. They took that away from me because they wanted to silence me.
Essentially, they were trying to fire me for, whistleblowing on them.
My friends and family who worked there and are left behind me shouldn't have to deal with abuse like they've been suffering over the past years and like I suffered.
In separate cases, they're each suing the city. After breaking his arm during the police academy, forcing him to leave, Shepard said a lieutenant ridiculed and humiliated him. Meanwhile, Ferguson and Silva had worked as detectives. Silva, a seasoned investigator with the police and the Coast Guard, and Ferguson, a rising up-and-comer training to take on sexual assault cases. Both faced reassignment to night shift patrol after they blew the whistle on what appeared to them to be a powerful trio that was protecting its own. Chief Ankerfelt, Lieutenant Lance Ewers, and City Manager Keith Brady.
That's when she started getting in trouble. She had the nerve to say, "I'm not taking it anymore."
Ferguson reported sexual harassment she said she experienced as a new officer, and in a separate incident, questioned why she was doing more work than her male counterpart.
He told me that I should be able to multitask better because I was a female and my partner was a male, and that my brain was wired differently. As an employee, I felt like, I was the only female sworn officer there, working there. And I felt that explanation was absolutely ridiculous.
Silva said when he questioned Ewers' purchase of automatic weapons, which he felt was unsafe for a staff not trained to use them, he was told to keep it quiet. He also claimed Ankerfelt and Ewers protected select people from ticket enforcement and criminal investigation. Both men have denied the allegations.
That was unfounded and found to be false. So I just wanted to make sure that I have that ability to defend myself.
We've promoted people that care and are empathetic and work hard to support their partners, and we've disciplined people that have not done their jobs. That's something that I've done. I demoted a sergeant, and we've had some other discipline. Now we're being sued for it, and it's nothing but a form of harassment.
It's been a year of upheaval. Ankerfelt is retired, City Manager Keith Brady is fired, and Lieutenant Ewers is now Sergeant Ewers. City Assembly members declined our repeat requests for an interview, citing the ongoing lawsuits. In court filings, the city has argued its actions were legitimate management decisions. Meanwhile, Silva and Ferguson have been ordered back to work, still demoted, still reassigned to patrol.
We took a stand, and it was a hard one, but we did.
It's still going. But
and we're not going to give this up until, they do the right thing.
Now, in its filings, the city has characterized Silva as difficult and unmanageable, and it said he was racking up too much overtime. And it has said the city thoroughly investigated Ferguson's claims of harassment and discrimination and retaliation, and that it took reasonable action to promptly prevent and correct any alleged harassment. This has been a really divisive issue, and it comes as the department is struggling with pay scales, building conditions, and recruitment and retention. The first trial is scheduled to take place this fall.